We've got this one from Politico.com. FBI says Iran sent hacked Trump info to Biden campaign staffers. The emails were sent in June and July to individuals associated with the Biden campaign. They say the emails sent to those of the Biden campaign contained an excerpt taken from stolen, non-public material from former President Trump's campaign. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the FBI, and CISA said in a statement. The Iranians have also continued trying to leak non-public Trump campaign material to media organizations since June, the agency said. The latest disclosure shed new light on the myriad tactics Iran has employed to damage the Trump campaign and how persistent it remains despite U.S. officials calling out its first attempt to leak stolen campaign documents this August. Politico first reported on the attempted hack and leak effort that month. It's unclear to what extent the then Biden campaign read or made use of the information the Iranians sent. The three agencies said the emails were unsolicited and campaign staff did not reply to them. Morgan Finkelstein, a spokesperson for the campaign of Vice President Kamala Harris, which replaced Biden, said in a statement Wednesday, "We have cooperated with the appropriate law enforcement authorities since we were made aware of the information being sent to the Biden campaign personnel." Whoa. This means that Kamala Harris is a stooge of the Iranians. The Iranians. I was going to say something else there. The Kamala Harris campaign is secretly, wow. Come on. When these companies try to screw with us and lie, cheat, and steal, okay, I'm not going to blame the Harris campaign for this. Let's not be silly, if you get what I'm trying to say. We're not aware of any material being sent directly to the campaign. A few individuals were targeted on their personal emails with what looked like a spam or phishing attempt. We condemn in the strongest terms any effort by foreign actors to interfere in U.S. elections, including this unwelcome and unacceptable malicious activity. Carolyn Levitt, Trump's campaign spokesperson, said the development is further proof the Iranians are actively interfering in the election to help Kamala Harris and Joe Biden because they know Trump will restore his tough sanctions and stand against their reign of terror. Kamala and Biden must come clean on whether they used the hacked material given to them by the Iranians to hurt Trump. What did they know and when did they know it? During a rally Wednesday night in New York, Trump accused Iran of foreign election interference, but said he was unsure what material the country's hackers sent to his former opponent's campaign. Iran hacked into my campaign. I don't know what the hell they found. I'd like to find out. Couldn't have been too exciting, he said. Politico first reported in August that Trump campaign was the victim of a hack and leak campaign later tied by federal authorities to the private sector companies private sector companies to Iran. After Politico was among the media groups that received stolen campaign documents. The FBI has been tracking this activity, has been in contact with the victims, and will continue to investigate and gather information in order to pursue and disrupt threat actors responsible. The agency said they stressed as well that Iran, along with Russia and China, are trying by some measure to exacerbate divisions in U.S. society for their own benefit and see election periods as moments of vulnerability. It's the BRICS nations, my friends. This is where we are currently headed in terms of how the global conflict is going to happen. The BRICS nations are up against NATO. NATO is struggling. The petrodollar is failing. And I got to be honest, I fear for the worst. But, I think the bigger concern that I have is that the play, maybe the play itself. Know what I mean by that? The information is not the play. The hacked materials is not the play. Iran can easily blast out a bunch of emails claiming they have information, starting a news story where Trump then says they're being helped by Iran. And what happens? Divisions are sown the moment you accuse your political opponents of being funded or fueled or inspired by our enemies. Sorry, that's just true. So I'm not going to blame Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or Democrats because Iran is trying to screw with us. And I think it's silly when we talk about the Russia situation that we're fanning the flames of division based off a story that claims Russia is trying to fan the flames of division. How about we just say, guys, they are tricking us, okay? Let's keep our political disputes to the American people and stop playing the game they're trying to make us play. Otherwise, I suppose we get the worst. Here we go. From the New Republic, new emails expose election officials' plot to unleash chaos, to swing things in Trump's favor. This is exactly what I'm talking about, where we're headed. Everything is a Trump secret plot. This country is divided, and I don't think it matters if foreign interference is going to be the key to dividing us. We're divided now. I don't see how we come together. They say Republicans are suppressing the vote because they're evil fascists. Whoopi Goldberg says it's not both sides, it's one side. Meanwhile, anti-Trump extremists on the left are trying to kill the president. Well, presumably on the left. Jamie Raskin said Congress must disqualify Trump, predicted civil war conditions in this country. That's right. Quote, so it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025 to tell the rampaging Trump mob that he's disqualified. Raskin actually said at an event that were Trump to win, Democrats will disqualify him on January 6, 2025. They'll just say, we don't care that he won. He's disqualified. We will not certify this election. You don't need Iran. You don't need China or Russia. The Democrats are doing it fine by themselves. They say that January 6th was an insurrection. They want the narrative to be that the right is hell-bent on the destruction of this country. This video clip making the rounds is actually from earlier in the year.
What can be put into the Constitution can slip away from you very quickly. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, they want to kick it to Congress. So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025, to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody and civil war conditions, all because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who have not many cases to look at every year, not that much work to do, a huge staff, great protection, simply do not want to do their job and interpret what the great 14th Amendment means. And I'm glad that Sherilyn's creating her new center so we can bring that.
And there it was. It's an older video from earlier in the year that went overlooked, only a few thousand views. What are we supposed to do about this? Honest question for those that are watching that want to, comment and share and ask your friends, ask your family. Jamie Raskin says Congress must disqualify Trump and predicted civil war conditions. How do we avoid that scenario? I don't think you can. It's funny because in my earlier segment, we were talking about the potential for civil war. And you've got this writer saying it can't happen. But forgive me, if I go to the Democrats and say, guys, please, if the American people vote for Trump, Trump needs to be president, they're going to say no. Raskin is literally saying here that when the rampaging Trump mobs are out, they're going to say, sorry, Trump's disqualified. Now let's entertain what that means. There's no reality where Trump loses the election and then they come out and say Trump's disqualified. They just come out and say Trump lost. They say there was a fair election. It was free and fair. It was the most secure and Trump lost. If Trump wins, that's when they must move to disqualify him. What he is saying is when it comes to the electoral vote count, the certification on January 6, 2025, he is saying Democrats must block that from happening. How am I supposed to reconcile the Democrats and simmer things down when they are threatening to overturn the election and remove the duly elected president? What do you say? Because I guarantee you, you go to Democrats and you ask them and they're going to say they should. Okay. I don't have to tell you. If we had a clean election, my friends, that was plainly visible, paper ballots, completely and literally secure to the point where you knew for a fact, and Kamala Harris won, I'd be upset. But that'd be it. I'd prep. I'd buy gold, probably. There's some billionaire who's saying if Kamala wins, buy gold. I'm not giving any financial advice on that one. But when the candidate you like doesn't win, we just try and live our lives and carry on. That's how elections are supposed to work. Even if it is seriously bad, we have to do the work, the cultural work, and try and win next time. If the election looks, I don't know, let's just call it fishy, then we advocate for proper adjudication. But that's about it. In this regard, they're telling us outright there's no circumstance where Trump wins and they're going to let it run. What's the only outcome? That is going to be chaos. The one thing we have to have happen in that case, my friends, Donald Trump must win. Republicans must win in Congress and the Senate to prevent Congress from being able to pull anything like this off. I'm pretty sure that Congress gets sworn in on January 3rd, and it will be the new Congress then. I could be wrong about this, but I think it's the new Congress then. Actually, let me make sure this is all correct. When does Congress term end? Because I think January 3rd, right? It's not term, it's the session. It's the session of Congress. And it's, they can't tell me, can they? When is the end of congressional session? Man, you know what? I'm going to sit here and do the work. When does Congress get sworn in? How about that? Because I'm pretty sure it's January 3rd. January 3rd following each election year. And so I'm pretty sure, just to clarify, does that mean new Congress certifies the 2024 election? And that may not be the case. Yes, the new Congress will be responsible for the election on January 6th, joint session of Congress. This means that Republicans have to win the House. If Democrats gain the majority in the House and Trump somehow wins, however that happens, then they're just going to block him and they're going to say he's not president. Bye. That'll be weird. I don't know what to expect after that. So, my friends, I guess I hope you're paying attention. I hope you're preparing for the worst, but hoping for the best. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends, become a member at timcast.com to support our work directly. Share the show if you like it. Follow me on X at Timcast, and we will see you all tonight at 8 p.m. at youtube.com/TimcastIRL for our nightly show. Tonight, Matt Walsh is joining us. I hope. It should be fun. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see y'all then.